أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الفصل الثامن في جهاد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. This is the chapter 8 in the struggles or battles of the Prophet's peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Here al-Imam al-Busiri starts and says, راعت قلوب العدا أنباء بإثته كنبأة أجفلت غفلا من الغنم. He says the emissary of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or the emissaryship of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, terrified the hearts of the enemies. The stories, أنباء بإثته, the stories of the mission or the emissaryship of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, terrified the hearts of the enemies, yani the kuffar. كنبأة, نبأة بمعنى a shout, a loud voice. Normally we will say that's the sound of a lion. زَعْرَةٌ مِنَ الْأَسَدِ, the sound of a lion. Like the way that sound, أَجْفَلَتْ غُفْلًا, scares out an unconscious group of al-ghanam, of flock. If there is an unconscious group of flock grazing, you find this sheep or goat grazing somewhere, they are just concentrated on their food. Because they are unconscious, the moment they hear a sound, a loud voice, or the sound of a lion, you find them very shaking and they scatter, they kind of become very scared. He likens that to the way the stories of the emissaryship of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam scared the hell out of the disbelievers, the enemies. Then he says, ما زال يلقاهم في كل مؤترك حتى حكوا بالقنا لحما على ودم. Says the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam kept on meeting with the disbelievers in any mu'tarak. Mu'tarak بمعنى مكان اعتراك, the place of اعتراك, the place of taqatul, where the qital takes place, where the fight takes place, yani battlefield. The Prophet kept on meeting the kuffar in the battlefield, hatta hakaw, hatta shabahu, until they became like lahman ala wadami, they became like a flesh of meat on the butcher's block, bilqana, due to the arrows. So the B here we can take it to mean sababiyya, hatta hakaw min ajli alqana lahman ala wadami, until the disbelievers became like, if you look at them, they look like a flesh of meat on the butcher's block, on the pallet. You know, the butcher, when he's cutting meat, that wood in front of him, that is what is called wadam. When a meat is on that thing, the meat is helpless, it is just for cutting. So due to the arrows that they entered the disbelievers, they looked like a meat on the butcher's block. Then he says, waddul firara, the disbelievers in the battlefield, waddul firara, they wanted to run away. فكادوا يغبطون به أي يغبطون بالفرار الشالت مع الإقبان والرحم. Says the disbelievers, they wanted to escape until they started envying al-ashla'a. Ashla'a is the jam'u of shilwun. When we say shilwun, we mean a limb, L-I-M-B, a limb, a hand, head, leg, any part of the body. Shalat ay bimana irtafa'at. So you have one part of the body severed on the battlefield, and you have these animals, al-iqban, eagles, you have them picking the part of the body and running away into the sky with it. Ar-raham is also in the vulture species. It is called the Egyptian vulture or the Pharaoh's chicken. Egyptian vulture, if you check, you find the animal on Google, or the Pharaoh's chicken. The one of it is called the rahma. So he says that when they see that a limb, a flesh of a human being is being picked up by one of these animals and escaping with it, they start envying this flesh. They start envying this limb that has been carried away. They wish it was them that they were carried away like that, due to how severe they wanted to run away. Here, this line, Imam al-Busiri did a fantastic tashbih. The comparison here is just too fantastic. وَدُّ الْفِرَارَ فَكَادُوا يَرْبِطُونَ بِهِ. They wanted to run away, until to the extent that they started envying أَشْلَاءَ شَالَتْ مَعَ الْإِقْبَالِ وَالرَّحَمِ, the limbs that were taken up by the eagles and the vultures. It says تَمْضِ اللَّيَالِي وَلَا يَدْرُونَ إِدَّتَهَا ما لم تكن من ليالي أشهر الحرم. Says that nights pass away, but these people لا يدرون إدتها, they don't know how many nights have passed due to the severeness of the occasion. Says ما لم تكن من ليالي الأشهر الحرم, so long as these nights are not in the nights of the Ashhur al-Hurum. And we know in the Ashhur al-Hurum they are asked to break fight. And so in the Ashhur al-Hurum, where there is no fight, these people are not in severe condition, and so they are able to count the night. But the moment is in the night where fights, or the days where fights are occurring, the kuffar, they lose count of the night. تَمْضِي اللَّيَالِي وَلَا يَدْرُونَ عِدَّتَهَا مَا لَمْ تَكُنْ مِنْ لَيَالِي الْأَشْهُرِ الْحُرُمِ. That is the 4 nights: Muharram, Rajab, Zulqa'dah, Zulhijjah. Jamil. And then also one thing that I almost left out, Lahman ala wadami is a word given to anybody, expression given to anybody that is a debased person. Any person that is haqir, insanun haqir, we call the person lahmun ala wadami. The person is at the call of just anybody. Then he says, كَأَنَّمَا الدِّينُ ضَيْفٌ حَلَّ سَاحَتَهُمْ. It was as if the religion is a guest. حَلَّ سَاحَتَهُمْ أي حَلَّ سَاحَةَ أهل الإسلام. It was as if the religion is a guest that has come in the compound of the Muslims. And you know a guest is supposed to be honored. But this guest comes with بِكُلِّ قَرْمٍ أي بِكُلِّ سَيِّدٍ. If you look at the guest, he's comparing the religion to a guest that comes to you, a noble guest that comes to your house. And this guest, إِلَى لَحْمِ الْإِدَى قَرِمِ. When we say قَرِمَ الرَّجُلُ إِلَى اللَّحْمِ أو قَرِمَ الرَّجُلُ إِلَى الشَّيْء أي بمعنى اشتدت شهوته إلى هذا الشيء. This person is having severe interest in the thing. His appetite in the thing is high. So Imam is saying that it's as if the religion is a guest, is a very great guest that comes with all its magnificence and is having appetite for the flesh of the enemies. And so, of course, if it is such a guest, you want to find whatever the guest wants to eat for him. So the Muslims go out and the flesh of the Ida becomes lahmun ala wadami. Says, يَجُرُّ بَحْرَ خَمِيسٍ فَوْقَ سَابِحَةٍ يَرْمِي بِمَوْجٍ مِنَ الْأَبْطَالِ مُلْتَطِمِ. Yani, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you could say is the fa'il of the yajurru, or you could say the deen is the yajurru. Yani, he drives bahra hamisin, a sea of army. Khamis is jaysh. They say that they call it khamis because the army is made up of 5 ranks on the battlefield. The 5 ranks, they have the first part of it is the muqaddimah. The first line is the muqaddimah, and then they have the muakhira or something like that. Muakhira or saqa. That is the last part. So the line in front, line behind, muqaddimah and muakhira or saqa. And then we have the qalb, those in the middle team. And then we have the janahani, the 2 wings, those on the flanks. You have the maymana, those on the right, and the maysara, those on the left. They make the 5. And you have muqaddima, you have the qalb, you have the saqa, and then you have the janahani, the maymana and the maysara. They make up the khamis, they make up the jaysh. So he says he drives a sea of an army, فوق سابحة, on top of a sabiha. Sabiha is a name given to the horse, the riding animal. But it is called sabiha because it moves as if it is swimming. The two front legs move together. You find the two back legs also moving together very quickly, as if it is swimming in the desert. So they call it sabiha. كأنها تسبح. So he says he drives a sea of soldiers who are riding on top of strong and fast horses. يرمي بموج من الأبطال. أي the Bahr, it throws army of heroes. ملتطم, clapping at each other. You see the way the Mawj, يرمي بموج من الأبطال, it throws a sea wave of armies. You know the way the waves of the sea, it claps at each other. The wave will keep coming, then another one will come, and then you realize that the waves are hitting at each other. It is a symbol of boundness. Yani the sea is abound. It's a lot. When anything is plenty like that, you find it kind of overflowing like a crowd. So here it is showing how many the heroes were. Yani the Bahr here, which we could say is the army, they keep throwing in men who are heroes, strong men. They keep flowing and hitting at each other because of due to their many numbers, like the waves of the sea. And then he says, Min kulli muntadibin lillahi muhtasibi. Among them, they are kulli muntadibin, ay mujibin lillah. When we say nudiba, bimana to be given a delegation, a responsibility. And so a delegate is called mandub. A delegate is called mandub. When we say nudiba, intadaba is the reactive form. Bimana to accept this thing you've been delegated with. Bimana and tujiba. Says min kulli muntadibin lillahi. These men, al-abtal, they are those who are responding to the call of Allah. Muhtasibi, they are expecting their reward in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not in this world, in the hereafter. Yastu bi musta'silin lil kufri mustalimi. They attack. Yastu, sata, yastu bimana to attack. The hero attacks bi musta'silin. When we say musta'silin bimana, an arrow or saif that cuts something from its root. When you say ista'sala, to uproot something or to eradicate something completely. So the musta'silin here, the musta'silin is a sifa. The mawsuf is not mentioned. So the taqdir is yastu bi sayfin musta'silin lil kufri mustalimi. The heroes, they attack with swords that eradicate kufr, or that cuts the enemies from their root. And then it is mustalimi lil kufr. Mustalim is a synonym of musta'sil, and they eradicate completely disbelief. Istalama is the synonym for ista'sala, to uproot something or to eradicate something. He says, حتى قدت ملة الإسلام وهي بهم من بعد غربتها موصولة الرحم. He says, until when Islam, after being من بعد غربتها, let's pick the meaning from there. I mean, بعد غربة الإسلام. When Islam came, it was غريب. بدأ الإسلام غريبا. When Islam came, it was strange. It passed through its strange period. حتى قدت ملة الإسلام, until the part of Islam became موصولة الرحم, became the one that has relations, lineages. Islam's relations are connected. So let's take it like a child that comes to a community, or a man that comes to a community. He knows nobody there, but after some time you find this one is his friend, this one is his father, this one is his mother. It has now established relations. So we pick it like this: حتى قدت ملة الإسلام من بعد غربتها موصولة الرحم بهم, أي بالصحابة الأبطال. After Islam was strange, after a while Islam, due to the Sahaba and their struggles, the heroes, Islam became موصولة الرحم, became established in terms of relations. مكفولة أي محفوظة, taken care of, abadan, forever, preserved forever. منهم بخير أب, preserved forever from them, by them, أي من الكفار, preserved forever. The Islam was preserved forever by the Sahaba from the kuffar. بخير أب, by the best of fathers. وخير بعل, and the best of husbands. فَلَمْ تَيْتَمْ. And so Islam never became yatim, somebody who has lost his father. وَلَمْ تَئِمِ. And Islam never became a woman without a husband. When we say آمت المرأة بمعنى فقدت زوجها, what does the Quran says? وَأَنْكِحُ الْأَيَامَ مِنْكُمْ. Ayama is the jamu of ayyimun. Ayama, jamu of ayyimun. Ayyimun is a single woman, a woman who has lost her husband. So he says that Islam became protected as if it has the best of fathers and the best of husbands, such that it never became orphaned and it never became single by losing its husband. Then he says, Humul jibalu, ay as-sahabatul kiram, humul jibalu, fasal anhum musadimahum. They are the mountains. Ask about them from those who clashed with them. Ask those who clashed with them about them. Maza ra'a minhum, what he saw from them. The one who clashed with them, ask him what he saw from them. Fi kulli mustadimi, in each clash that they had. Wasal Hunaynan, ask Hunayn. Hunayn is a valley between Mecca and Ta'if. It used to be a market in the Jahiliyyah period. It says, ask Hunayn, and ask Badr, wasal Badran, wasal Uhudan, and ask Uhud. Fusula hatfin, all these are seasons of death. Fusula hatfin, ay maut, fusula mautin. All these are seasons of death. Lahum adha min al-wakhami, seasons of death for the kuffar. Adha, more severe, min al-wakhami, more severe than a pandemic, a severe pandemic. Al-wakham, that is a filthy air. Filthy air, when it passes through the system, it brings about pandemic. So ask Hunayn, ask Badr, ask Uhud, all these were seasons of death. These seasons were more severe on the kuffar than a pandemic. And then he says, Al-Musdir al-Bidi humran ba'dama waradat min al-ida kulla muswaddin min al-limami. Says Al-Musdir al-Bidi, this as-Sahaba, they bring back their sword humran, red. They bring back their sword humran, red, a symbol of that the sword has been filled with blood. Ba'dama waradat min al-ida, after entering the enemies, kulla muswaddin min al-limami, anybody that has been blackened by the hair. Al-Imam is the hair on the head. Normally it is said that when it reaches the ear side, but basically the hair. Yani, he's saying that anybody that had head, kulla muswaddin min al-limami, anybody blackened by the hair, he's just telling you that anybody that has head. After the sword of the believers being white, very fresh, shiny, after entering the disbelievers, it came back to them humran, red. The man has stained with blood. It says, Wal katibina, ay as-sahaba humul katibina, bisumur al-khatti. They write with the arrows of al-khat. Al-khat, it is said to be a town in Bahrain where they used to sell arrows. It's situated in Bahrain now. He said that he related this to that, sumur al-khatti. In another text somewhere, I can't really confirm, but it's said to be a type of plant that is used to make the arrow. Sumr is the rimah, is the arrow. It says this Sahaba, they write with the arrows as if it is their pen. Ma tarakat aqlamuhum harfa jismin. Their pens, of course now we know what the pens are, their arrows. Their pens never left any spot on the body. Harfa jismin, ay tarfa jismin, a side of the body. Ghayra munajimi, without giving it a mark. In ajama bimana, when we say ya salam, the tashbih in this one, ya salam, is amazing. Yani the Sahaba, they write with the arrows, and their pens, which is the arrows, never left a part of the body without giving it a mark. And when we say in ajama bimana, you know the way we put dot and fatha and harakat on text? Before those things were not there. And so when the text was there like that, you see baw, tha, ta, all of them were looking the same. And in that case, it was mubham. It was vague. So to put away this ibham, you have to give it nuqat. And so they give it the dot. It becomes munajim. You have given it dot. You have given it, so everywhere is affected. So that is basically what he wants to say. That the arrows of the Sahaba never left any part of the body of the kuffar without affecting it. شاق السلاح لهم سيما تميزهم والورد يمتاز بالسيما من السلم. He says, Shaqi Silaha, this Sahaba, they wield sharp swords. They are wielding sharp swords. And these sharp swords, lahum sima, this Sahaba, lahum sima, they have some alamat, sima bimana alamat. Simahum fi wujuhihim min athari sujud, sima bimana alamat. They have alamat tumayyizuhum, that sets them apart from the kuffar. And then he does tashbih again. Wal wardu, and the flower, that is the rose flower, yamtazu bisima, it is set aside by some alamat. Minas salami, from salami. Salami is said to be a plant that has a lot of spikes on it. It's a plant that has a lot of spikes on it. Of course, it is ugly. And so the rose flower, of course, has some beautiful signs that takes it apart from the as-salami. And as-salami is said to be salamatun, bimana with a tamarbota, but cut short like this. And then he says, Tuhdi ilayka riyahun nasru, afwan, Tuhdi ilayka riyahun nasri nashrahumu, fatahsabu az-zahra fil akmami kulla kami. He says that Tuhdi ilayka riyahun nasru, the wind of success pushes to you. Tuhdi ilayka, it sends to you. Nashrahumu, nashr bimana ra'iha tayyiba. When they are coming, the wind of success sends to you a very beautiful smell. So you can smell a very beautiful smell and know that al-abtali yatun. And then fatahsabu. So this way we arrange this second part of the Ajzul Bayt like this. Fatahsabu kulla kamin. Fatahsabu kulla kami az-zahra fil akmami. And so you start considering each one of those heroes. When we say kami, al-kami, bimana al-shakhs al-suja', al-shuja'. Anybody wearing a weapon and a brave person, we call it kami. So it says, you start to consider when they are coming like this and you are smelling that good wind of success, you start to consider each one of those brave people as az-zahra fil akmami, like a flower in its pennant or calyx. When we say al-akmam, jam'u kimma, kaf, kasra, mim, shadda, kimmun. And the kimmum is the pennant. You know the flower, sometimes you find when it is not opened yet, you find the flower inside and there is some other part of the flower covering it. You find them coming on their horses as if each of them, and smelling good like that, as if each of them is a flower in its pennant or in its calyx. Then he says, كَأَنَّهُمْ فِي زُهُورِ الْخَيْلِ نَبْتُ رُبَى مِنْ شِدَّةِ الْحَزْمِ لَا مِنْ شِدَّةِ الْحُزُمِ. Says that when they are coming like that, it's as if كأنهم, so the fi here, it is like ala. كأنهم على زهور, أي كأنهم على متون الخيل. You see them on the backs of their horses, like nabtu ruba. Nabtu ruba is nabtu rabwa, highland. Highland bimana a land that is on top like that, and there is a flower or anything, any plant on it. Because of where it is firm, all right, but when the wind blows, you find it yatamayal. Just habuna wayati huna. You find it going here and coming there. So the Sahaba, when they are coming on their horses, due to their strength, you find them very firm, but due to the injuries that they've had, you find them also going here and there, but they are firm on their horses. And then he qualifies this firmness. Says min shiddatil hazmi, due to their severeness in determination. Their determination is what holds them firm on their horses. La min shiddatil huzmi, not due to the tightness of their belt. Huzumi jam'u hizam, belt. So one will say, oh, they are not falling from their horses because their belts are strapped tight. No, it is because of their determination. That is why you find them firm like that. Then he says, طارت قلوب العدا من بأسهم فرقا. Due to the attack and strength of the Sahaba, طارت قلوب العدا فرقا خوفا. فرقا بمعنى خوفا, the heart of the disbelievers flew apart in fear due to the attack and strength of the believers. فما تفرق بين البهم والبهم. Ya salam. He says you can't even differentiate between those who are small sheep or small cows, small cattle, and between small cattle and those who are strong men. It's as if they run away, they are in fear, as if they are small sheep. He says, فما تفرق بين البهم. البهم بمعنى جمع بهمة. بهمة is a small sheep, a small goat, a small cattle, a small one like that. Well, Buhami is the plural of Buhmatun, yani a brave person. You can't differentiate between brave people and sheep. All the kuffar become like small animals. And then he says, وَمَنْ تَكُنْ بِرَسُولِ اللَّهِ نُصْرَتُهُ إِنْ تَلْقَهُ الْأُسْدُ فِي آجَامِهَا تَجْمِ صلى الله عليه وسلم. Whoever Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam's assistance is with, whoever Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam aids, إن تلقه الأسد, even if lions meet him, في آجامها, in their forest, تجمي, these lions, they become silent, they cannot even talk. تسكت يعني. Ajam is the plural of ajamatun. Ajamatun. Ajamatun is a thick trees. They grow together. They form some very thick environment. You can't see inside. The lions, that is where they enter and take their sleep. That is their abode. That is their home. So if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's assistance is with you, even if you meet the lions there, the lions will become, they will observe sukut. They become silent. The tajmi is from wajama. Wajaba bimana sakata khawfan, to become silent. The masdar is wujum. Wujum. Keep observing silence due to fear or anything else. Then he says, walan tara min waliyin غير منتصر به ولا من عدو غير منقسم. Says you will not find any waliyin, any mu'min of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, anyone who believes in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, غير منتصر, who is not helped by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anybody who believes in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he benefits from the rahmaniyya of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ولا من عدو, neither will you find any disbeliever or enemy of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam who is not broken. غير منقسم بمعنى غير منكسر. Any one of them you find is broken somehow. They don't have firmness. It says أحل أمته في حرز ملته. أنزل بمعنى أحل. He has placed his ummah in the safe haven. Hirz. Hirz could mean amulet, it could mean guard, it could mean safe haven. He has placed his ummah in the guard of his path. Millatihi. The path he has placed us upon, that is a safe haven that we walk in. Kallaythi, he does tashbih again. Kallaythi, like the lion, Asad. إذا رأيت نيوب الليث بارزة فلا تظنن أن الليث يبتسم متنبي. If you see the molar teeth of the lion, bear, do not think that the lion is smiling. الليث بمعنى الأسد. Says كالليث حل مع الأشبال في أجم. It is like the way the lion and his small ones, أشبال جمع شبل أي أولاد الأسد. When the lion comes with its small ones in the forest, the small ones are in its protection. Likewise, the way we are in the protection of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he says, وَلِلرَّسُولِ طبعا المثال الأعلى. Says كم جدلت كلمات الله من جدل فيه وكم خصم البرهان من خصم. Says how many people have disputed the words of Allah. They've disputed it so much. وَكَمْ خَصَمَ الْبُرْهَانِ, and how many people have challenged the proofs in the Quran? How many adversaries? خَصِمِ, the man adversary. How many adversaries have challenged the Quran, the proofs in the Quran? There are a lot. But then, كَفَاكَ بِالْعِلْمِ فِي الْأُمِّيِّ مُعْجِزَةً فِي الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ. In the period where people are oppressing others, in the periods where ignorance in the sense that people do not know what is right and what is wrong, everything is done. If you are strong, you just oppress anybody. In this period, and you see somebody al-ummi who is unlettered, he doesn't write, he didn't go through formal education, and you find him very knowledgeable. Kafaka bil ilm, you find such a person very knowledgeable. Kafaka bil ilm fil ummi. Knowledge, you finding knowledge in somebody who is unlettered is enough a mu'jiza for you in this period of Jahiliyyah. What ta'did, and also a person being well-mannered fil yutumi, whilst the person is an orphan. You find somebody is an orphan, normally people who have fathers and mothers, you expect them to have the good training because they will be nurtured. But you find somebody who is a yatim, he didn't get that from his father and mother, and you find him mu'addab, insanul mu'addab jiddan, then that is enough a mu'jiza for you. Now, this brings us to the end of the al-fasl al-thamin. Inshallah, we go to the al-fasl al-tasi'. Alhamdulillah, gradually Allah is taking us to see the end of this material. May Allah still aid us and give us strength to be able to finish it, and grant us retentive memory and understanding, and grant us the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and make Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam love us, and grant us the love of Islam, the love of the Quran. Allah grant us understanding. Allahumma allimna ma yanfa'una وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا رب العالمين يا رب موسى وهارون وعيسى محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أكرمنا بقوة الحفظ والفهم والمعرفة والحكمة آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.